Hello, everybody. I'm Wayne.
I'm Michael.
I'm Steven.
And we are
the
Flaming Lips.
And you're watching BOOMBOX.
You think you're radical, but you're not so radical. In fact, you're fanatical. Fanatical.
We actually used boomboxes on the second leg of our experiment. It started out being called the parking lot experiment. And this was something that we did in big parking lots where we used cassette tape decks that were inside of all the cars that we parked in there, and they would all open their doors and turn up their stereos. And then we tried to think of a way that we could take this same sort of experiment into a club or some sort of venue. And so we went out to all the pawn shops, I guess, and bought up all these little boom boxes that had cassette players in them. And not being overly inventive with our names, and we changed it from the parking lot experiment to the boombox experiment.
Was it 40? Was it 40 boomboxes?
40 boomboxes. And it was some of the most exciting shows I think we've ever done, simply because we didn't know what was going to happen and how people would react. And it was truly, a lot of people will say, they'll say experimental music, but you don't always understand what is the experiment. With this was truly an experiment, because we had to have people come from the audience, and we had to tell them what to do on the spot and sort of make this strange, sprawling composition work right there in front of you. And it was thrilling, yeah.
I'll tell you right now. You ought to change your mind. Yes. All of your friends are standing in a line.
You have to be willing, I think, even to experiment with yourself and see what new things can happen, especially in the realm of art and music.
That sounds odd. Experiment with yourself.
Well, you have to see what new things will happen, and so yeah. But I think all artists should. I think all bands, anybody, in creating something, should be trying new stuff. So yeah, I suppose it's really just an offshoot of our. We get bored easily, and we're curious about new things. We always, even from the very beginning, used smoke machines and colored lights and did sort of a freak out while we played. And I think this just kind of evolved over the years. And even back in the mid-'90s, we did this thing where we carried around 2 giant generators and a truck full of Christmas lights, and we would put them around the whole club. So I think we've always felt like we're bringing the atmosphere that we want to play in with us. And so nowadays, I don't know what it will become, but nowadays we do this thing where we fill the room up with sometimes hundreds of balloons. We have confetti machines and smoke machines. We have these elaborate films that sort of are in sync with all the things that we play. We have cameras on our heads, making our heads 50 feet big. And yeah, we do anything we can. But I think most of it is because of what the audience brings to it. We can do all this stuff, but if the audience doesn't want to play along, I don't think any of it would really work. I think it really requires that the audience sort of give up a little bit of their coolness and just be kind of animated along with us. And that works every time. If they want it to work, that's the most spectacular thing.
Her name is Yoshimi.
I can even think of a song that has worked wonderfully for the audience, but also works wonderfully sort of in an internal way to even us who made it. And that'd be a song like Do You Realize, where I've had people come up to us almost every time that we play a show will tell us some story about their father dying or their mother dying or their son dying, some horribly sad, profound moment where they've connected this song into their moment in their life, and it's given them some comfort or helped them through some unanswerable hard moment. But I also think we were writing the song really just talking to ourselves, not only singing, do you realize these things, saying them to ourselves. We want to know that we realize them. And it's not, we're not saying it to someone, we're saying it to ourselves, which in a way makes it, I guess, universal. And it's just, it simply happens almost by accident. But I think that's the nature of all great music, is you're singing about what you think is a very small, poignant, personal moment. And the more you tell the truth about your life, the more it becomes true of everybody else's life. It really is kind of magic that way. So yeah, the more honest you are, I think the more people understand you. And it's just by nature of revealing yourself. Luckily, we like to do it. I feel kind of humiliated right now.
Luckily, people like it more so. Yeah.
Oh, Yoshimi, they don't believe it. But you wouldn't let those robots eat me, Yoshimi. They don't believe it. But you wouldn't let those robots defeat me.
We simply got to do what we like without anybody coming in and thinking we should change it or try to be more commercial, try to be more, more mainstream or something. So we were really lucky. By the time we sort of had any glimpse of what the mainstream might be about, it was too late to save us, I think. Yeah, we simply do what we do.
Come on. Oh, Yoshimi, they don't believe it. But you wouldn't.
I think in the beginning, we didn't need too much motivation. I mean, we love music so much, and you have to remember, we formed our band kind of in the inertia of the times. There were a lot of people were forming punk rock bands, and you didn't necessarily have to be a great musician or have some great message to say. You could simply form a band one week and be playing a show the next. And so I think we sort of just got caught up in the whole trend of the day, and we formed a band, called it the Flaming Lips, and we had no idea it would last 2 years, let alone going on 25 years now. So certainly, I think your motivation changes as you get older, and you sort of settle into being more of an artist, and the desire to be, do you want to be famous? Do you want to make money? All those things come into anybody's mature mind. But I think we're lucky that we've kind of been left alone, and we kind of get to do what we want. And so we've always been able to make enough money to please ourselves from it. We've always been able to be given enough freedom and enough money to make the records and sort of pursue presenting ourselves the way we want. So I don't know. I mean, sometimes I think when you're really young, you just don't know what's out there. And a lot of times bands go out there, and what they find out about the world kind of defeats them or something. Whereas I think with us, the more we've found out about the world, the more we've kind of embraced it and loved it. When we see something like the documentary that our friend made of us, the Fearless Freaks thing, it is a fascinating story. I mean, I try to tell people it's not what we would all think of as necessarily our subjective version of the truth, but when you accumulate all this stuff, it's impressive. I think it's impressive even to us. We never realized how resilient and how utterly bizarre our life has been. But when you see it all coming down to it, like a 90-minute sort of film, it's pretty entertaining. But I say we're doing it simply because we want to. We're not really doing this because it's saving the world or making the world a better place. We just like making Flaming Lips music, and so we do it as often as we can. Sure.
cries, but it's so dangerous. They're determined. Theirs is to win. If it kills them, they're just humans with wives and children. Upwards to the vanguard where the pressure is too high. Under the microscope, hope against hope, forging for the future, but to sacrifice their lives, both of them side by side. So determined, theirs is to win. If it kills them, they're just humans with wives and children. Theirs is to win. It will kill them. They're just humans with wives and children.
Don't go.